Welcome to COM 3350 Leadership Communication. My name is Dr. Annette Hamill, and I will be your instructor for this online course. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the course, to point out a few important things to know before you get started with the actual course content, and for me to be able to make sure that everybody has the same information and has most of their preliminary questions answered. So I ask you to watch and listen to this video in its entirety so I know you have the proper information to get started on this course. Again, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to working with you, and let's begin. I'll be talking about the course content, or the elements, the bits and pieces that make up our course. I will talk about some course procedures and policies that are in place to make sure everything runs smoothly for all of us. And I will give you an overview of the e-learning site. And even if you've taken online classes before and you feel pretty comfortable and familiar with e-learning, I'm going to ask you to watch that carefully because there are parts of the e-learning site that we use more than others. There are parts that maybe you haven't used before, and this will give you something to go on when you enter into the assignments. You'll already be somewhat familiar with the different areas of e-learning. Let's briefly touch on some misconceptions that a lot of students have about online courses. Now, if you've taken online courses before, you might already know these things, but if you're new to this, I'd like you to think about these issues. First of all, there's this misconception that online courses are easier than traditional face-to-face classroom courses. And that is incorrect. They are not easier. In fact, they can be harder for some people because they require you to be very organized. They require you to have initiative and be a self-starter, to be able to map out your own workload. So some people benefit from the structure of having a face-to-face class to go to. So if this is your first time, keep that in mind, that you're going to need to set aside time to work on this course. Do online courses take less time, less of your time during the week than a face-to-face course? No. Again, they might even take more time. You're still going to be doing readings and assignments like you would, even though you won't be attending lectures. I do post video lectures that help supplement the reading material. They don't take the place of it, but you are going to have to invest time. So look at the amount of time that you would invest in a classroom version of this course, which would meet for about 3 hours a week, and consider you're going to need to invest at least that much time in the online version of the course. The third misconception is that online courses allow you to work at your own pace. That is not entirely true. In this course, we have assignments every week, and those assignments have deadlines. So you can't disappear for a couple of weeks and then turn in a whole bunch of work to get caught up. That's not the way this course works. Every unit builds on the last one, and we're all going to move at the same rate. So as we get further into this video, I will show you more and more about the timeline that we're going to be following and the due dates for assignments. Keep in mind that there will be things due every week. This course will be divided into weekly modules, and inside each module you'll find a number of things that you need to do for that week to complete the module. So again, keep in mind this course is going to have weekly readings, weekly assignments, and weekly due dates. There are 2 required books for this course, and they are pictured here. If you look on the front page of the syllabus near the bottom, it gives you the title, author, and ISBN information for these books. They are available at the WMU bookstore. They're available through Amazon. There are PDF versions available online, so you should be able to obtain these books relatively easily. I also have copies on reserve in Brown Hall in the Clifford Center. The book on the left with the blue cover here is called Leadership: A Communication Perspective by Hackman and Johnson. That is our textbook. What is shown here is the 6th edition. I believe the 7th edition is out now, and that's probably what the bookstore has. I don't have a preference for what edition you use. So if there's an older edition available to you at a less expensive price, or I believe there are PDF editions online even that you could maybe find, any of that is okay with me. So I'm not particular about which edition of the book you use. If an older edition will save you some money, feel free to use that. The book on the right, Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer, this is a memoir. As you see on the front cover there, #1 national bestseller. This is a very popular book. If you go into Barnes & Noble, you'll be able to buy it there, or it's on Amazon. There are lots of used copies out there in the world because it's been floating around for a very long time. So you should be able to find a copy of this book relatively inexpensively. This is the story of a mountain climbing expedition that climbed Mount Everest together, and a lot of the joys and sorrows of that endeavor. There are a ton of leadership examples in this book, both of good leadership and bad leadership, and how poor leadership decisions can be very dangerous and very consequential. So we'll be reading these two books kind of in tandem. We'll be reading the textbook on the left as an introduction to leadership theory and concepts, and then we'll be applying a lot of those concepts to the story we're reading about in Into Thin Air. Now, in the past, some students have referred to Into Thin Air as a novel. It is not a novel because a novel is a fiction book. This is what we call a memoir. This is a true story of one mountain climber's experience in this expedition. They're both really good books. A lot of my students tell me they're going to hang on to the leadership textbook as reference for their future work life, and really enjoy reading Into Thin Air just for its own sake. Let's talk about the e-learning site and how we will use it. You'll need to sign on each week, preferably on Monday, because there will be due dates during the week. Examine all the module contents for that unit, and then plan your time. Look at how much reading you'll have to do, whether or not you have a written assignment that week, and think about how much time you need to allow during the week to get that done before the due date. Make note of that due date. Put it in your planner, calendar, on your phone, whatever it is you use to keep track of time, to make sure that you will get your work turned in by the due date. When you sign on to e-learning, you will see a page that looks something like this. You see I have my welcome to the course message there on the front page, and across the top above the picture you see a menu line, and I have an arrow pointing to the word content. That is how you're going to start looking at the course, so I'll ask you to click on that content button. When you click on the content button, you're going to see a screen that looks something like this. These are the guts of the course. This is the menu of the course. Okay, so down the left-hand side, you see the module names. We have a module called Start Here, and then you see Module 1, Module 2, and they continue down that side, Module 3, 4, 5, and I put the due date for each module on there, the ending date for it. So when you click on that module, it'll open it up and you'll see what is inside of it. I ask everybody to start with the Start Here module. Inside that module, you're going to find the syllabus, some course information, and links to videos that you can watch. If you look at everything there before you enter into Module 1, you will have the information that you need in order to start the course. When you click on each module, such as Module 1, Module 2, what have you, you're going to see something that looks like this. You'll see the module number, the end date, some brief instructions for you. Like you see here, before you came here, you should have examined everything in the Start Here module. Now open the task list to find your assignment for this week. Also start reading the books. So that tells you what you need to do, and there is your task list for Module 1. These are the materials that you need to complete that module. Here's a look at a different module from a later week in the course, and you'll notice this one has 4 things in it, not just one. There's a video lecture, there's something called the Disney Lookbook, a Smile Factory article, and your Module 9 tasks. So every module you open up will have a different assortment of things in it, but they will be all the things that you need to complete your task for that week. An assignment that you will have occasionally is a discussion board, so I want you to know how to find those. On our main page here, we have our menu line again, and one of the items is communications, and on that drop-down menu you see the word discussions. So if you're being asked to post on a discussion board, you'll go here and click on communications, discussions in order to locate that board. Let's take a look at what's on the assessments menu. There are several things on here that you'll be using frequently. The first item on the assessments menu you can see is grades. That is where you will look at your grades for the course. When I upload things to the gradebook, they are viewable to you through there. You'll also see the word quizzes. That is where you'll go to access the midterm and final exams in the course. And then further down you see the word Dropbox. Anytime you have a written assignment, there will be a Dropbox set up for it, and that is how you will submit it to me, by uploading it to the Dropbox. Never send me assignments as email attachments. They get buried in my email and are easily overlooked that way. Submit it through Dropbox. That way, if I'm expecting 25 papers and I have 25 Dropbox submissions, everyone is present and accounted for, and I'm not going on a scavenger hunt to find the other person's assignment, okay? So anything that is a written assignment that tells you in the directions to submit it through the Dropbox, please do so. That is where I will be looking for it. Near the end of the syllabus, you'll see a page that looks like this. We call it the schedule page, and this lays out the whole semester in a grid format. It tells you week by week what the topic is, what readings you need to do, and what the assignment is. Now, these assignments are also explained inside each module, but this gives you kind of a bird's eye view of what the semester is going to look like. And when you look at this all in one piece, you can see when the exams are, when things need to be posted on eLearning, when things are due. So what I recommend to all my students in this course is to take this page and sit down with your planner, whatever format that takes, and write these due dates down ahead of time. Note when the due dates are for different assignments. For example, discussion boards always have 2 due dates, one for your original post and one for your replies to your group mates. There are assignments during the term called checkpoints, which are written assignments that you need to submit. And there's something called the leadership paper, which is a term paper that you'll turn in near the end of the semester. So this page, this grid, is going to be your friend. You can print out a separate page of just this sheet and stick it inside your planner or inside your folder, notebook, backpack, whatever it is you use. I keep a copy of this taped up on the wall in my office so I can refer to it often. This is our roadmap for the semester. So the next thing you need to do is to have a look around the eLearning site, examine everything in the Start Here module. Then you'll go to Module 1 and examine all the content there. Note that you have 2 small tasks this week, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with for those. If you have any questions or problems, please don't hesitate to ask. My email is listed here. You can always reach me quickly that way. I don't recommend calling me on my office phone because unless I'm actually in my office, I won't be there to take the call. So email is a much better way to get a hold of me. And if you would like to have a WebEx meeting one-on-one so we can see each other on the computer, I have a website set up through Calendly. Calendly is an app that allows people to sign up for their own appointments. And I put my available office hours on Calendly, and then students in all of my sections can sign up for whatever they want. So that way my office hours can maybe change from week to week. I can offer more when I have a little extra time. So if you'd like to meet with me, feel free to go to Calendly and sign up for a time slot. These website addresses are also listed on the front page of the syllabus for you. Again, welcome to the course. us. I'm so glad you're here. I hope we have a smooth semester and have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.